Peace and blessings, Mache Wahotasen. This is Lisa Marie. Let me get comfortable in my Ashanti room, which we need to close that up a tad. I don't know, it's a look. It's all about the look, right? Whew. All right, y'all. So we don't need the hat right now. We are going to get a haircut. So this is why I'm looking like I need a haircut, which you'll probably don't even notice, but you know how it is. You know how it is. We women, we know what we need. I was debating actually doing a growing my top of my hair out and just keeping the sides shaved because I was thinking that I possibly might want like a high top kind of fade, like some of the sisters wear out here, and I really love it. But then when I really think about it, I was like, hair means you got to comb the hair. Then you're gonna worry about what it looked like, then the growing out phase, and then it's like, no, you're gonna want your baldy back. Keep life simple. Okay, so I came up with that all by myself, and I decided yeah, I decided that we won't be doing that. Okay, we won't be doing that. We're gonna just keep it bald. I love it bald actually, and I love it very bald. I love it with no hair. I actually don't like that he never cuts the top long and short enough, as a matter of fact. But anyway, Mache Wahoto Sen to you ladies. So this is a video that I have to do this way, and it's entitled "Why I Moved to Ghana." Why did I move to Ghana? Because so many people, and I know new people come all the time, and some people that was on years ago and like found me again, always ask what made me decide to move to Ghana. And I need to tell the story so that people will know that I actually really didn't decide to move to Ghana. Ghana in a sense, decided to move to me. I mean, that's how like I look at it. So for those that know the story, you heard the story, just bear with me. Let's get this out so people can actually go to the video and I can link the video to the story. And for some of you heard before, you might hear it in a different way this time. First of all, my quick answer is why did I decide to move to Ghana? Or I'm going to say, how did I get to Ghana? I might even change the title. For me, how did I get to Ghana? I called Ghana in, whether I knew it or not. It was interesting because a year ago, I was working with a sister that was a Ghanaian living in London, Sadia, and she wanted to do this luxury trip with my, folks, all of us going to Ghana. And it was a $5,000 investment for the ladies if you chose to go. But it was going to be high end luxury, beautiful hotel. It had a wonderful agenda. She was also a holistic practitioner, I will say. She was an herbalist. And it was really sounding good. And I think it was called Reclaiming the Queen. And it was a retreat. It was going to be in Ghana. And so we had a deadline, but it didn't work out because, $5,000 is kind of a lot of money for some people just to come up with. I mean, even me. So it just really didn't work out. But I always hoped that I was hyped then. And I knew from that possibility of the retreat, and we were doing like weekly live streams on Facebook to, help people decide if they thought that this was going to be a good thing for them to join, right? So can't post comments to the okay. So this was the thing. Like we were just wondering like if that was gonna work out. But anyway, it didn't work out. But I remember during those live streams talking about like this kind of almost like it was a healthy fear. And there is a such thing. It was a healthy fear, like, oh my God, going to the continent, like, what is that going to be like? Like, oh my God, am I ready for that? I've heard so many things about how it changes you and what an experience it is, and da 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 da. I don't know if I was, really ready. And I think that I was respectful of the power and the energy of the continent in general and West Africa as far as our deliberation, our deliverance, if you will. And I know deliverance is usually a positive um, word, but our deliverance in so many ways to the so-called new world. And I think that I was feeling that. But because I was feeling it and dealing with it, because I was acknowledging the fear, because I was acknowledging the enormity of it, the power of the possibility of going to Ghana, of living, of just, and that was just a one. And actually, another thing about this retreat, not only was it $5,000, but I think it was only 1 week. So that was a real investment. And, I felt it. And I think that helped me go through any kind of fears or apprehensions or, energy that I was feeling around the possibility of just visiting Africa and specifically Ghana. Because you got to work through your stuff. At the same time, I was really on this high vibratory frequency, and not just being on it, but holding the high vibratory frequency. Now that's important. And I was, no matter what, I was maintaining it. And then I'll say thirdly, if you want to look at it this way, I was also doing my Afrocentric home decor. And I had in my travel corner, mixing the feng shui with the Afrocentric home decor, which I think is all Afrocentric home decor, but just giving, respect where it's due. In my so-called travel corner, I had a picture of a clock. And the clock was, of course, in the shape of Africa, the continent, including Madagascar, which is always nice. And it had every single country with the 52, 54 country names of countries in Africa. I had another clock, okay, on my coffee table that was shaped like, it was a Senegal shape, in the map of Senegal. I had all these aspects of Africa, and it was just that simple. And I've been preparing for it all my life. Obviously, I have, and I didn't even realize it. In a sense, I did. I thought I was preparing for the lover more. I thought I was preparing but not knowing that my whole house was a vision board. So I put Africa on the vision board. And instead of having a paper or a cardboard or whatever, even vision board binders now, my life was a vision board. My walls were a vision board. The colors I chose was a vision board. I loved Africanness. I represented it in so many ways, to the point that and I mentioned this last night, that when I was often with African Americans or going to events or parties or whatever, mostly events, I always felt weird. I always felt like I wasn't in that culture. Like I was so Afrocentric, to the point that I think I transcended the Afrocentric. Because I feel like Afrocentric still means Afro-ish, African-ish. I'm not quite African, but I have elements of African in my life. So even that word is still a word that can only have been invented by an African American, which is so a beautiful word. It was definitely a movement. It described most of the folks that were so-called Black conscious in the States. It described it well. So I'm not mad at the word Afrocentric, but it's like pseudo or pseudo in a sense. You're not African all the way. Africa's in the center, but you're still in the States, or you're still in the diaspora, so you're Afrocentric. And I started, and this is all, you see, I'm talking about stuff that I didn't know was going to come out of my mouth. This is all as I'm not knowing, but knowing that my desire to be Afrocentric, my lifestyle of Afrocentricity, actually started turning into African. It was African. I started traveling throughout the Americas, and all I wanted was the African. The African. I went to Sapelo Island, which was a Gullah Geechee island, is in Georgia. I went to Colombia in South America. I studied Spanish and tried my best to live in the DR. And I'm missing one too, Trinidad and Tobago. And all I wanted was Africa. I didn't want Africa by way of the diasporan experience. I didn't want Africa by the way of the Southern accent anymore, though it was wonderful in Sapelo Island. I didn't want Africa by way of the Caribbean island, although it was beautiful. I didn't want Africa by way of the Latin or Spanish accent. I wanted Africa. And I would say to y'all, hey, y'all, I'm searching the African presence. But what I didn't even realize when the search of African presence, because the frustration was real. I would get so mad, especially when I was in the DR. I think that was the most angry that I've been, that people would deny so much that they're African. But I mean, it happens in the States too. But I mean, you know, Salvador Island was not denying their Africanness. The Caribbean people I was hanging out with were not denying their Africanness, because we know there's Black Americans who deny their Africanness, and there's Caribbeans that deny their Africanness too. But the ones I with was not. But it still was just and not an insult, because I'm talking about my own culture too. There was still some type of intrigue in it, some type of subculture, not quite African, but close. And it helps. That's how I got here. It was a springboard, the Afrocentricity. But at some point, how long can you be Afrocentric before you become African? How long can you do it? Something deep is calling. You're building towards it. Everything your whole lifestyle is it. So when do you become it? When do you live it? When do you experience it? So I thought, I remember I met Goddess the World Web at her restaurant Solely Vegan, or now it's So Good Vegan. And it was a short thing. It was an instant connection. I felt like this was going to be my best friend forever, so I thought. But the universe knew, and the universe is so amazing, because that's what I needed. I remember in my love corner, in the house in North Carolina, the townhouse that I was renting, I put girlfriends, because I wanted girlfriends. And when it came, it was three. It was myself, I have imagined, and this is what the picture was. I got the little painting from a little cheap store. Journey, who was my best girl, still love me some Journey, and Goddess came. And two were dark and one was light. And it was just, so I manifested that. And how did I manifest so rapidly after so many years of doing feng shui? Because I stayed on a high flying disc. Because I let nothing and no one bring me down from a high vibratory frequency. If you talked about woes and sorries and regrets and doubts and oh, they doing to us, you had to leave my house. You had to leave the whole house. I maintained it, didn't I? And also I was pushing forward when I was hanging out in DR and learning a different language at my age and going through a study abroad program. I opened myself up. Because I said goodbye, which is my next intensive, the last one after 10 years, my last 21-day intensive is this December the 6th, saying goodbye to a whole life, a marriage. But that 10 years with that in that relationship was a representation of still me doing some incredible things in 10 years. I mean, I think about the ex was my Afrocentricity, but he wasn't as excited, or as it wasn't as urgent for him to go to Africa as it was for me. I remember, but that whole house, that whole experience, all of those statues and Dogon doors, and like I said, statues taller than me in a house, and art that was channeled from his African self. And our whole life in North Carolina was so Afrocentric. It was more even getting to Africa. It was less Afrocentric to me and more African, but we still in this plantation, literally was in North Carolina, so it really was. And I was building towards it. But what I needed was to go it alone in some aspects, and it kind of showed up. So I remember going into Slowly Vegan when it was called that, and seeing Goddess, and she was like, "Oh, I'm watching your journey, girl." You know, Goddess. So that I'm watching your journey, and I love it. Where you going now? I said, "Well, I want to go to Peru, but I actually going to Colombia. When I come back from Colombia, I'll be, I'm gonna come back." And she said, "Well, you know what? I got a friend that I've been knowing forever. His name is Quasi, and he can get us some tickets to Africa, to Ghana." For less than $800, or less than $900. I was like, oh yeah. I said, okay, let me go to Colombia for these 7-8 days, whatever I did, and I'll come back, and then and we did. And we did, and everything just worked out. Everything, I didn't even have the money, but this credit card came in that I applied for when I was on the plane coming back from, I don't remember which country, maybe it probably was Colombia. Or maybe, no, it was actually the DR or something. It was a DR for sure. And I had enough, and I gave it. We booked the tickets. The flight was $856 round trip, and it was only for 2 weeks. Now, let me tell you something about my soul. My soul was restless. My soul knew that North Carolina, that the whole United States wasn't for me. The one thing that I was clear when I started traveling outside the country was that I do better outside the country. I liked my blackness even in the DR. I liked my blackness in Trinidad. I liked my blackness in Tobago. I liked my blackness in Colombia. I liked my blackness in South Island. I still, even if they didn't all know it, South Island did, and other places did too, because I did experience the real Cartagena in Colombia, and it was all about the African. And when I went to Palenque, Palenque is an African society, or society that maintained its Africanness in Colombia, and it was a changing experience of my life. That was it. And then I was bathed in the mud by and massaged in the mud by black Colombians, and then cleaned by black women in the river. I mean, it was the Colombian trip was got me every single trip, starting from the DR, came back and went to Sapelo Island. From Sapelo Island, went to Trinidad. From Trinidad, for the first time, went to Tobago. And I say it like it's two different countries because it should be, because it's a difference and you feel it and they know it. From Tobago, came back and went to Colombia. Colombia was the opening, the gateway. It was the final. You have went on your rites of passage, and you started off thinking you was looking for the presence of Africa, but you don't even know you're ready for Africa. When I got that cleansing and that bathing, I was just like, Spirit was just like, you're ready. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to visit. Like I said, my beautiful tea kettle was still on the stove, not with no fire under it. My family pictures are still on the wall. My entire life was, my car was parked in the driveway. Everything. There was no indication that this woman, Lisa Marie, was not coming back. There was none. And when we got on that plane, it was a ride, y'all. We got on that plane. So at this point, I'm very seasoned in the airports. I know how to move through. And God is, I think she said, prior to, this is her fourth time going into this is my traveling companion. It was her fourth time coming to Africa, but she always went direct or even one stop. So we had to do one stop. We first got there, and when we got there, they told us that our flight to Canada, we had to go use Air Canada. That particular flight was delayed. We waited an hour, and they got us on another one, and we were good. We had to navigate through that because we next trip was going to from the States to Air Canada, from Air Canada to London, and then from London, or from Heathrow, and from Heathrow to Ghana. So finally, all that navigating through, she said to me this day, she said, you don't even know how you worked on airports. You were a master. So I couldn't have got in as that through the way you did it. You got me here. So we already so excited. Everything got her. We there. We get there and we get to Heathrow, and they tell me that I am not getting on that plane because I did not have a visa. Because I was told that I didn't need one. And so, because they have visa on arrivals, and it didn't work out. Well, it did, but so she went on, which was, looking back now, was the right thing to do. And I is in Heathrow. I mean, I could say I don't know anybody in London, but I actually did know some people that Terry, Mr. Riggs, his partner. And I knew YouTubers, so I knew that technically I probably, if I had to, I think I could call somebody, but I didn't really know them like that. No problem. Quasi, the travel agent, was like, "We got you." I got the airport to give me a night stay in a hotel called the Ibis, and I got on there. I said, "She left me, y'all." But anyway, so yeah, so then that was Thursday. I was supposed to go to the embassy Friday to get an emergency visa because Quasi knew somebody, but it was Ghanaian Independence Day, and that was into that. It was closed. So I stayed Thursday night in the hotel. Friday, Quasi had a friend that I never met because I never even met Quasi, okay, the travel agent. He had a friend named Patrick who I never met that lived in London, and he said he's gonna come get you, and he did. And I slept at his house, and he gave me his bed and slept on the couch, and that's when I knew the Ghanaian hospitality already was starting. The juice that they had at the embassy, we waited till Monday. I'm still debating, like, you know what, I'm gonna go back home. This ain't working out. I'm gonna go back home. It's cold in London. I can't, it's gray up in here. But then a sister named Tiffany, she called me. She said, "I've been watching for so long. You live down the street from me where you're staying." And she came and got me, and I had the most wonderful time with her, if you're watching. And I still went to sleep not quite knowing Monday, even though we had filled out the information for the visa online and did all the stuff. The thing was Monday we had to get to the plane quick enough before 12 so I could get on. And it all worked out, y'all. The visa, everything. I was on my way, 6.5 hours away from Ghana. But there was so many times that I thought in that weekend that I was going back. But many of you told me, no, go forward. So the journey was long. But when I got there and I got off the plane and I saw all the black folks, and I knew then that I didn't know quite that I was never going back, but I knew that I could never go back. And it was about 3 or 4 days into it, and I was at the hotel with my sister, and I said, so how does one travel to Ghana and actually just on vacation and leaves? I didn't even understand how you could do it. I didn't understand it, like, because I've been to so many places at that point in a short amount of time, in 1 year, that my mind couldn't fathom that any black person that would touch the soil of the motherland, and in my case of Ghana, how do you just go on vacation? It was, you don't understand, it wasn't sarcastic, it wasn't trying to be funny. I couldn't even, I was asking such a real question. So how does one do that? Because it seemed to me that you stay here forever. And that's what I did. So I think it was, we was eating lunch or something, and they was like, oh, so when you go back, and I announced in front of everybody, even the sister I was traveling with, because Kwesi had come to Ghana to make sure I got there. It was beautiful. And I said, I'm not going back. And they was looking at me like, oh yeah, it was, yeah. I was ready for that one. And I left it alone. And then I think we were eating lunch again or dinner or something. And they asked me again about going back. And I said, no, I'm never going back. And then they said, oh no, there's this thing called coronavirus. And I think the government's going to close their borders. Matter of fact, countries are closing their borders. And I thought, good. And myself, I ain't going back anyway. So the State Department was helping to get people to go back and remember. And they was say, you need to put your name on the list. Oh no, we're not putting our name on the list. Man, I'm not going back. Okay, well, let's go to the airport and extend your stay. So Goddess was going to extend her stay for like a week or two because she had to get back to the restaurant. Excuse me. And I told them I was going to extend my stay for a week or two too, until this corona thing, as we thought, blows over. But no, I got to the airport. Excuse me. And the woman said, how long do you want to extend your stay? And God said like a week or two, I forgot. And I said a month. And I said, matter of fact, 2. And I think that's when they knew. Excuse me, y'all, I'm cleansing, taking them herbs. But that's when I knew, I think that's when they knew, I've been knew, I was never going back. I'm not going back. What about your whole house? So you have a whole house? Yeah. I'm renting. But still, all your stuff in there? Yeah. You got a car? Yeah. What are you going to do? I don't know. But I'm never going back. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm not going back. I'll tell you, that's what I'm going to do. Not go back. And that's when God has turned around and said, I'm not going back either. They was like, oh, wait a second. Wait, you wasn't saying that I wouldn't. And she's still here. And so am I. And I never went back. And I know it's the fan too. Dust. And I never went back. As you can see, it's 8 months later. So I remember too when I was like finding an apartment, it's like, oh yeah, you can find an apartment. This is my family, Ghanaian family. And you can rent. And then you can go back and forth. But for what? I think it was hard for Ghanaians to understand that America is not the beautiful that you think it is. Well, it's hard here. It's a struggle. It's hard to make it. The vacation's going to be over soon. Oh, they were saying it. The vacation's going to be over soon. I don't think you're going to make it because it's hard. And once after 3 months, and then it was, oh no. I'm not made 3 months. No, 6 months. 6 months, you're going, listen, it's 8, y'all. I ain't going back. Well, you might go back to visit or do business. No, I'm not even going back to visit. I don't even want to go back to visit because I feel like if I go back to visit, I might get stuck there. But the world's so unsure, I don't want to go back to visit. And people say, well, what about your daughter? I hope she comes visit me. I love her so much. I love her so much, and I would love her to visit me, but I can't go back. I can't go back. I know already what it's going to be like. I already know it's not good for me. I already know. So if I have to go back to visit or something happens, of course, I might go back. I don't know about visiting, but if something is going on that I might have to go back for, I might go back, or I might put some serious prayers out there. And that may sound very selfish to many of you, but if you ain't ever had something come up in you that is so deep, that is so ancestral, that tells you don't go back. That it's your life and your turn, and what you're doing is for the greater, the good, for the greater good, for the greatest good, and for generations to come. I'm not going back. I pray, please, Creator. I would like to not. I have the desire to visit. Do I miss it? Absolutely not. Missing the cold? I don't even miss the cold. People say, oh, a lot of black folks, and that's okay if you believe that. You're like, oh, we're really Native American. I know I'm not, because I don't like the cold. I like the heat way too much, so I know that Native American is not in my blood because it was cold in the States. People say, not in the South. I lived in North Carolina. It's cold there, too. It's not like this. It's cold in California, too. I don't do it. I don't do it. Oh, the Caribbeans is coming over here, too. That's Babylon. I don't want to do it. I don't want to say, though. I don't want the Afrocentric. I want Africa. And I got it. And I'm happy. And I'm joyful. So that's how I got here. So, but basically, let me just tell you, so what did I do with all my stuff? Because that's another question that continually comes up. What do you do with all your stuff? I gave it all away for $250, my entire house, every single day. All the shower curtains, your love, all the pictures, the hangings, all my travel stuff that I picked up, every single thing. Every single thing. I gave it all. Because I gave it away. The $250 to give it away. Janae packed everything up for me. I bought boxes, had it sent to the North Carolina house. Janae packed it all up. My other sister, Kenya, picked it all up, sold what she could. I don't know what else she did with the stuff, and it don't even matter to me. The clothes, the chairs, the mudcloth pillows, I can't remember everything. I'm sure it was some great stuff there, because I remember I bought some beautiful things. I don't know it. I don't miss it. I don't even think about it. I moved from another country. The car, I tried to sell it, but I was in the red. Yeah, so I couldn't really sell it. So I gave it back to them. That's what happened with that. I gave it back, and I'm free. I'm free. So that's my story. If you wanted to know, and no, like I took some activated charcoal because that's part of the protocol for these herbs. And then I took some herbs, but then I had a chia seed cereal. It's like all food is giving me mucus. So what I'm thinking is I'm supposed to be doing like a little fast and just don't eat for a while, because then I want no mucus. Okay. EA, good morning. Love, Coco, Grand Rising, beautiful to you as well. Africa, greetings, y'all. Stick together. That's right. B1. Yes, Queen Lisa, sitting on the palace. Greetings, Queen. Hey, greetings, Frank. I was thinking about you today. Alexandria, good day, beautiful to you as well. Frank says, your blood, spirit, and body is real African woman. Cultural and traditions is your spiritual food. Oh, you always say your words are so beautifully poetic and just amazing. And Midasipa, I appreciate it. Your story is amazing, unbelievable, book and movie-ish. Thank you, EA. I don't know why more people ain't interviewing me about this, because so far I ain't seen nobody do this one. I ain't seen that one yet. Everybody's like, I plan to come. No, I metaphysically and spiritually did, right? But no, in my reality, no, I was on vacation. Matter of fact, I had a ticket to go to Morocco, which I still want my ticket to go to Morocco. Hey, Clayton, good morning. You have inspired me so much when it comes to traveling and living abroad. Yes, Alexa Ray. I really feel like I can do it after watching you for so long. Thank you. Oh, and I'm so wonderful. Alexa, it's so nice. I would like to ask that how many of y'all have been here since I even started from the divorce, maybe even further than that, and watch me, especially the travel thing, because I was in it. I was like, yeah, I found the study abroad program in Spanish. I was like, yeah, for real, I'm going. Okay. Hey, Queen. Lassia, 75, the Black Unicorn. Oh, I've enjoyed your decor videos. I found my own weaver at the art center as well. Congratulations. Hey, EA, Chris, blessings to you. How are you? Hey, Frank, bless you. Thank you for the blessing. Yes, thank you. Chris says struggle is too real in the States. It is too real in the States, and I don't want it. I don't want it. Yes, laugh out loud. You are so silly and on point about not coming back because you may get stuck. Yeah, I don't know. I could see. I think we're not done yet with what we're these unbelievable things that we think that we just can't believe is happening. I think more of it is about to happen. So, abundance of love and life. It's 3 a.m. here in Colorado, but I'm dressed in my cute kente dress right now. You so inspire me. I'm so happy. I think I inspire a lot of people. Good, hey, only okay, okay. Yes, big woman you are. Thank you. I changed my name from Coco Pearl. Oh, okay, Coco Pearl. I like the abundance of love and life. That's where it's at. I love it. I sent you an email. You did. Okay, I got to make sure I get it, Play Team. Did you? Okay, wow, you are in Ghana. I'm in Ghana. Hey, Ambi. This is amazing that all these people are on today. Ambi is how I got to the DR. This is the Spanish program I did called Life on. Hey, I'm so happy to see you. Life on Island. It was called Life on Island. I found the system because I knew I wanted to take Spanish. Okay, I didn't even know I wanted to take Spanish. I thought I was going to take French. And I woke up one day, I was in my bath doing my little fire breath, doing my breaths of fire. And next thing I knew, Spirit said, you going to learn Spanish. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to finish French. And they was like, no, you're going to learn Spanish. And I listened. And I got on YouTube. I was like, I need black people speaking Spanish right now. Because if we're going to have to do the Spanish thing, I got to see a black face, okay? And I see this beautiful face of Ambi Gonzalez. And she black American. So it wasn't just like Afro-Latina. It was black American. And I was like, oh. And I watched all her videos. And I was like, hey, I'm interested in that DR trip to like study abroad. And she said, how long? I think it was 1, 2, or 3 weeks. And I was like, I'll take the 2. Let's stay right in the middle because I'm a little nervous, you know. Send her the money, all the information. And next thing I know, I was on the plane, meet my host family, which was, I used to call her Mi Madre Marlene, but I would just say Mi Amiga Marlene. And I was learning Spanish, y'all. I was learning Spanish, and then I met a dude, and that was the adventure of life. And I went back, and I was going for 3 months to stay, but I only wanted to stay for 2. And it was a lot of drama, but it was good because that made things exciting. So there you are. I'm so happy. So yes, good morning, Empress. So yes, it's so nice to see you. Hey, Empress. Good morning, Queen, to you as well. I just woke up and missed the story, but we'll watch after. Good morning, afternoon. Blessings to you. Yes. Wait, Danielle. Yes. Okay. No, Danielle, I missed you. Good morning from NC. Hey, my other home. I used to be home. I waiting for my Lisa Marie doll baby with the outfits of the day. I'm serious. I like that EA. Many people have asked me to do that. Hey, how do you like it? I love it. I'm home for good. Hey, Amber, I used to watch your channel. Hope you and your kids are well. Yes, I love it, and I'm home. Serendipity all the way. Grand Rising. Ask Big Mama Taro. Yes, thank you. So, first of all, I want to thank, ladies. I know that I'm inspiring a lot of folks, and especially with the Afrocentricity. I could imagine what's going to come out and from all the people. And for those that know, I have been Afrocentric all of my entire life, thanks to my mother. And also, I've always had it around me. Before when I was in the States, I had to go on Amazon or I had to go on Etsy or I had to look for things to Afrocentric my home, and you all know it. I found tablecloths, I found the Kuba cloths or the kentes or the mud cloths rather. I had to look and I had to search, and so I give thanks and I give praises, and so when I came here, the Afrocentric was already in me. The Afrocentric came to me. I come off and Quasi says, this is Kwame and he can help you with anything you want. And next thing you know, I'm wearing stuff. Your life, as always, when you get there, how you do that. Next thing you know, I'm designing. Now, I already had a design eye because I was already creating my own spaces and I was already wearing clothes that I loved and could choose the other designers that I thought was matching my vibratory frequency. But I think it's going to be a lot of sisters. Somebody told me that's in Ghana right now that's going to be very inspired, and they'll also be doing it. Do your thing. Do your thing. and give thanks and give thanks. So I am very grateful. It's in my blood. It's in my bones. I've always been there. I've lived it for my life, and I'm going to continue to live it. But it's no longer Afrocentric. Remember, y'all, when it was just last week, it was a few days ago, when we found the sister who is calling her line Afrocentric Home Decor, and then she got the LLC for the Afrocentric Home Decor. And many of us were, even me, was like, damn, like, you gonna do it like that? Like, you just gonna take the whole name? Like, that's the name. Like, what's that what you gonna do? And y'all was like, that ain't really right. But do you see within that whole week that I already said I'm not even it's not Afrocentric anymore. Even though that I still use that word in my design. It has really gone. It is African home design. And that's what I've moved to. That's what is the truth. It is no longer Afrocentric. I am in Africa. How could anything I do now be Afrocentric? It is not some kind of sort of African, because I'm not some kind of sort of African. I think about my DNA, like Black Americans love to say, well, most of us are mixed too. Most African Americans, when they do their DNA, it's maybe 75, 85. I'm 97. And the 3% they say is insignificant. So the African has always been there. And for many of you, the African has always been there as well. And that is what I realize, is that this is what you never have to worry is, as soon as they doing this, you already doing that. Because when you're spiritually moving up in the realms, and not that, let me tell you, spiritual, it's not like you're spiritually moving up like you're becoming more spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Everything is really vibrating at a high vibratory frequency. You just are learning how to tap into. And when you learn how to tap into, you learn what's not. So you never, listen, y'all, because you're going to meet this in life. I have a lot of designers here that have been designing longer than me, or at least calling themselves designers, knowing that they're a designer. And a lot of you have said that people have copied your stuff or taken your stuff. And I say to you that as long as you are spiritually evolving, no one could take it, because when they get it, you already on to the next thing. You already doing the next thing. Do you understand that? You already are. So you never have to worry. You stay in alignment with the divine. You stay in alignment with your ancestors, and you will always do well. It's interesting too. I was thinking about so many things, about even me. I remember when I first got here, I thought, look at this room right here. Some of y'all remember, this was the yellow room before it was the Ashanti room. And I had said to many of y'all that this was going to be the room that I was going to do the real, like basically rent this room out, because people have asked me about it. It's still available. So no, it's not. Because once I got in my house, I realized your own house is sacred. And that's all that you could do. You can't, no, you got to have something for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I realized too that I was watching my girl in Tanzania, and her husband was trying to help folks. And they lost their own dream, and they lost their own vision in a sense. The thing is, there's so many people that's doing it, and so many people that's good at it, that's not almost going to be the thing anymore. You're not going to have a lot of people still into the real estate, because everybody and their mama in the real estate. Everybody and their mama said they could find your place. I realized I wasn't even good at it. I was terrible at finding somebody a place. It was because it was so not what I was supposed to be doing. What I was supposed to be doing is what I've been doing, bringing Black love, Black culture, and Black beauty to the world. That was what I was always supposed to be doing. So I know my lane. So let me just get that clear. I don't do that anymore either. But people are going to get nervous after a while, and they're going to start jumping on all these different things because they're trying to make a living and trying to make a dollar. And what you're going to realize is, who are the ones that's for real, that is in their soul. My mother was a designer. My daughter just graduated as a designer from college. Design is in my soul, because I don't just look at the design as something on the outside. I believe that we are constantly on a metaphysical level designing our world. We design our world. So in that case, we are all designers. I know that as above, so below. But I also know that just in the tradition of Africa and in many African nations and among many African ethnic groups, there are the long line of drummers, the long line of carvers, and the long line of designers. It's in your soul. When it's real, you'll see it. You know a designer when you see her, and you'll know it when you don't. And it's just that simple. So never, ever stop doing what you love because somebody else took it, or somebody else is doing it, or somebody else wants it. Another thing, stay strong. Stay strong and stay on your throne because that's something about me that either people love or people hate. I'm staying on my throne and I know who I am and I know I'm a queen and I know I earned that status. And most black women have. Stay on your throne. Another thing, don't ever let somebody else invade your space or try to take you or knock you off your throne. Do not let people in your space that is not of the highest vibratory frequency. Do not let people in your space that don't really want good for you. Do not let people in your space that want to take your space. You must maintain your integrity. You must maintain your love, but you must maintain your strength. You know who you are and you know why you're here. And most importantly, the divine knows as well. There's a protective field around all of us, and it's easy to put around yourself. Mine is in my strength. Mine is in my power. Mine is my resilience, but also mine is in my truth. Telling the truth is the African way, and telling lies is our Eurocentric way. And I am standing in my African truth, and I want y'all to do the same. I love you, ladies. I want to thank you so much. Thank you for everybody for visiting. Like this was what? How cool is this? So everybody gonna be Afrocentric now, honey, because it's where it looks like where it's at. So we'll see how that works. Okay, so where we at? So yes, thank you, Frank. Did I get Frank again? Yes, thank you. Where did I miss? Alexandra. Yes. Stay on your square, queens. I will not go back. And it's big word. That's right. And it's ain't it though? You are not selfish to me. Oh, thank you, darling. It's 3 a.m. here in Colorado, but yes, right. Okay, 3 a.m. in Colorado. Yes. Funke, that's my sister right there. Yes, I am feeling like it. So I said, okay, I gotta look for that email. And oh my gosh, so nice to see AMB. Good morning. So blessed. Okay, I just woke up and missed the story, but we'll watch after. Good morning, afternoon. Blessings to you all. Yes, good morning. Good morning from NC. Yes, good morning. I'm waiting for my Lisa Marie. Oh, yeah, I loved it. The doll is coming because so many people mentioned that. Yeah, I love it. I love it out here, AMB. Hey, oh, yes, I used to watch you. Okay, hold on. Serendipity, yes. It walked into me. That's why I don't fear because it walked into me. The whole trip wasn't no plan. I didn't know about it. I love it. Thank you, Aspen Mom Terra. I didn't visit ahead of time. Question: do you use spirit to decorate? Yes. My home is at Cos Afro. Okay, and I got the I got the domain name because I see how it is. My home is I call it Afro Cosmic Design. That Kente is spiritual. It is imbued in the people. It means something. It means something of note, of royalty, of marital status. That, to be honest, if you're talking about Afrocentric decor or African decor, remember that it has to be moved by spirit. And if it's not moved by spirit, you'll know. If it's not moved by spirit, you'll know. Yeah, they saw that all Africa is that dance floor yesterday. Oh, yeah, the dance floor yesterday, they did, girl. So, yeah, Africa, now you're at right place for your original Afrocentric materials. I know, like the universe said, you don't have to go nowhere. We got you. You got us. Authentic African, yes, indeed. High percentage, 90%. Wow, yes, so that's it, right? All right, now, Mother Africa, yes, ma'am. Hello, I dislike when people copy good ideas. I do too. I do too. It's not right. It's even me as a spiritual being. It bothers me. It bothers me. It does. It's like, come on now. But it's all good because everybody got their own path and let them be on it. Amazing. I have followed you for more than a decade now, and it's true. You have always been authentically African. Me, Darcy Pine. Thank you. 94% here says, that's right. That's right. And my mom, a cool 100. Yes, Empress. And that, obviously, that is just absolutely beautiful. Let them know, right? Oh, all of us are mixed. Well, no, wait. Now, let's not say that. Wash hands, and yes, that's right. EA says imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Why not knock off the best? That's right. That's right. That dress is giving everyone their African dreams through you. Dress for the gods. Thank you, Trevon. Your words are a blessing. Thank you, Empress. So is yours. Good morning, ladies. Glad I caught the live. I'm so glad you're here. Ibis Hotel was the God. Do you know I looked it up, EA? And thank you for saying that. The God to who he guiding you through. It's home. I did. I said, wait, Ibis, wait a second. Look where I am, y'all. Yeah, thank you, Queen. Yes, as Big Mama says, Big Mama Tara. I will surely purchase dolls for my granddaughters. Yes, thank you. Thank you, ladies. You know, ladies, continue to support me. So, like I said, when you go, you'll know my site because there's going to be so many others. They might use the Afrocentric term because now that's a selling point. But I always believe the ones that will come, and the rest won't, and that's okay too. I love you, ladies. I didn't expect to stay here for an hour. I thought I'd be outside the door. I got a lot of work to do, and I'll see you all in the next one. I love you very much, and thank you so much. So, for those that want to know how I got here, here is my story. Yeah. Peace and blessings. Goosebumps. Oh, hey, hey, Queen. Oh my God. Shout. I say.